The good and the bad side of labels. Hello, you all. I'm Diana Brienne, and we are having this gorgeous, gorgeous day out today. Let me just walk you out here for a moment. It's a little chilly, but not bad. And I am going to go for my 5 mile run in a moment. And that's something that I do each and every day. And I work out and I take care of myself, and I'm fit at 62 years old. And so let me take off my glasses here. I wear glasses when I'm doing my college schoolwork, and as most of you know, I'm in college at 62 years old. I chose to go back because I am an eternal learner and I always want to learn. And anyhow, I got to thinking about labels. Labels we pin on other people or on ourselves, the good and the bad side of labels. You know, as a whole, I do not like labels, but sometimes they're necessary to identify someone. For example, we have the label doctor, nurse, plumber, electrician. Those labels are necessary because we need to know who someone is. And with that label comes certain qualifications. And at least we believe comes certain qualifications. So it's necessary to have a label to identify specifically what a person does. The problem with those labels, it narrows that person into being a doctor, to being a nurse, to being a plumber, to being an electrician, and so forth. And that's okay if that's the purpose they have in our lives. Where labels go wrong, in my opinion, is when we begin to use them or misuse them for other people so that we can kind of box them in, at least in our own minds. And so sometimes people will label somebody as crazy, dysfunctional, smart. Well, you know, even a smart person doesn't know everything, but suddenly we've given this person all the credit. Well, they are smart. That's more of a verb rather than a noun, because a label would probably be a noun, right? I'm taking some business English also right now. So yeah, so label would be a noun rather than a verb. So let's think, okay, you know, so anyhow, if we say someone is, I'm trying to think of the word. We just pin a label on somebody, especially negative labels. We box them in. We box that person in. Lazy. That person is lazy. That's not a noun, but you know, we negate everything else about that person. Suddenly we have a lazy person. And so even when they're doing things right, we still call them a lazy person. And so I don't like to pin labels of any kind on people because we narrow them in with that label. And usually we do it for our own selfish purposes so that we can, you know, kind of understand them easier. But remember, when we're trying to understand somebody, we have to understand a lot more than just a part of them. And so a label, a negative label especially, will narrow a person in. Even if we say, oh, they're a movie star. Well, that's not a negative label, but all of a sudden we just see them as a movie star. We don't see them as a real person. And so labels can work against people. It can work against us. And if we label ourselves in some way, I'm a wife, or I'm a college student. Well, if I tell you that all I am is a college student, you don't know that I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a runner, I work out every day, I'm an artist, I'm a painter, because all of a sudden we've labeled me. We've labeled me as a college student. And so I think when we label people, we have to be very, very careful. If it's for a profession, I think it's great. If we want to compliment someone and say, hey, you're smart, you are a great person, you're a genius, you know, that's all good. That's all fine in my opinion. But if, let's say someone's lazy, I think calling them, saying they are a lazy person is probably not the best description, I think we could say they have lazy qualities, because then that just says that they have some lazy qualities in there, but they're more than just a lazy person. And so remember, when you use a label of any kind, you are always narrowing someone into that label, even if it's a good label. And so I try to refrain from using labels too much, and I try to not use them unless they're necessary, like doctor, nurse, plumber, electrician, dishwasher technician, But if it's my son, and let's say he was a dishwasher technician, he's my son too. So he would be my son, and he'd be a dishwasher technician second. And he's not a dishwasher technician. And so I'm just using that as an example. So just be very, very cognizant when you use labels that you're not boxing someone in to just that narrow focus, okay? Well, I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope to talk to you all soon. So from my house to your house, God bless you, and I'll talk to you then.